Good morning, stock traders and stock investors, if you're out there. This is Modified Darvas Box. It is December 21st. At what time is it? 9:28 a.m. Boy, I'm doing this earlier. And it's time for a weekend review. Woo-woo! So I didn't get one done last week because things were just too busy and I screwed things up on making the video. It really sucks when I flash all my personal information, but I'm definitely going to try and not do it on this video. But a lot has gone on this past week, and you got Twitter traders all over the map. They're buying, they're selling, they're calling bottoms, they're calling all kinds of things. And my feeling is a lot of people got shaked and baked this last week, where maybe you were in trending positions and now you're on the sidelines with cash, and you thought the market was going down, and now we just had a big rebound on Friday. No, the market's going up, it's going down. What do you do? Well, the first problem is you probably got kicked out of some really good cost basis positions, and now you might be in rebuys. But here's the problem: the cost basis that you're now in sucks a lot more now, and now you're open to getting shake and baked. So you got to watch these positions like a hawk. So if there's any theme for this week, and a theme for this video is, I'm a signals trader. Who told you to sell? What signal told you to sell this past week? If you look at it and you're honest and and you're thinking rationally, you'll probably admit, yeah, actually there was no signal to sell. I just read the headlines, or I saw the intraday quotes, the tickers flashing, and you just had a moment of weakness. That's okay. It happens all the time. But I think that's one thing is when you're going to make a trading decision, instead of looking at the blinking lights on your app or your computer, instead flip to a chart and ask yourself, who's telling me to sell right now? Are there any signals telling me to sell? And you might be a little embarrassed as we go through this video. Yeah, actually, there were no signals to sell on some of the leaders. On other areas, there definitely are signals to sell. So we're getting a lot of mixed messages. Some parts of the economy are really beginning to suck, but the really strong areas, well, they're continuing to be strong. All right, let's get into it. For anybody who's never watched any of my videos, I'm an independent trader, investor, and I created my own unique trading system based on the book, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvas. And I've also added elements of other strategies like the strat strategy, etc. And I've gravitated to being a signals trader, where basically I see a signal on the chart, and that tells me to sit up and pay attention. Ooh, there might be a trade there. And then I trade the reaction the next week. And many times the signal shows up and the reaction doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay, no, take no action. But that allows you to trade in a calm fashion, and you can ignore the daily price swings and focus on the bigger picture. And if you can pull this off, you can then become a trend follower, which everybody says they are, but in reality, most are not. Only few get the call. So you will see some examples in this, and hopefully it makes sense to you. I use colors on my charts to highlight signals, like this light gray here. This is an inside bar. Inside bars are 50-50. All you do is target the edges, one there and one there, and there's your trading signals. If it hits them, do something. If it doesn't, don't. And you'll see in other charts other signals as well. But yeah, box ranges are bases, etc. And it's all about chart interpretation. So let's get into it. I've got six lists here, and we're going to look at the top four. And we always start with indexes to get the big picture. So AMZ, what do we have here? AMZ represents the MLPs. MLPs are tied to oil and gas, energy. They're good for income. I own a number of them in my income portfolio because they pay out regularly, quarterly, some even monthly. And look at that. We had a box breakout right here. It went up. Oh, then got a hesitation, went 50-50. And look at that. It triggered to the downside. And now this box breakout is totally invalidated. That bull market is gone. And it reflects the weakness that we're seeing in energy markets. Energy's going down, which can easily be a recessionary signal. If there's less demand for oil and gas, it means there's less activity. Less activity means less everything. Less everything means a recession. So this is only one data point, but it's an important one. But that's how to trade it. Now, I'm not about to sell all my MLPs at the moment because they've been doing fantastic, but it's a data point to keep an eye on. ARC, even if Kathy Wood is making money, then, and you're not, then something's really wrong. But this is a great example of the colors. We've got a pink bar, which is a warning to the bearish side signal. Warning signal doesn't mean you have to punch out. Blue bullish signals where they tend to do pullbacks like right here, but not always because you get a blue and a green there. Yellow, very bullish buy signals. Then we got in the orange, hammers and shooters. It's basically bullish and bearish. And you see, like the bearish one triggered, 1, 2, 3, drop. The bullish one here, well, it didn't sort of trigger the next week, but then blammo, took off, box breakout. When a signal fails, like if we expect price to be going down, instead it rips higher, well, that's a signal in itself. So you target the edges of the signals for a failure, But here's the point. You're always prepared for what's happening. If it goes one way, good. If it goes the other way, okay, no problem. It's easy to figure out. Okay, proxy for oil, the BZJ. Look at this. Look at this trend line starting from way back here. That doesn't look too healthy. See what I mean about demand for oil? Well, does that imply less economic activity? I would interpret it as yes. And boy, it's getting worse. It's definitely getting worse. I mean, honestly, I think a recession is coming, but maybe in 2025. It's not happening today, but maybe we're getting warning signals. And speaking of warning signals, here's the NASDAQ. And look at that. Pink bar warning signal. Who told you to sell? Does that tell you to sell? No, it does not. This will tell you to sell if it breaks the low right here. Let's extend this so you can see this better. There you go. So if it breaks the low there, then that'll tell you to sell. But at the moment, it's a warning signal. Now look, we've had warning signals before, right here. And remember I talked about if, here, let's just move that. If the warning signal fails to the opposite end, well, that's a buy signal. So right here, you would have been buying it roughly right about there. And you'd have been prepared and no problem. So, warning signal on the NASDAQ. This next Christmas week, we will see where they want to take it. My hunch is that it'll be a light week and it's going to be an inside bar, but still, that's a setup. And getting into the final days after Christmas, well, that's where we might see a change if one happens. Ethereum, big ass pink bar warning signal. Sit up and pay attention. Now, this one probably would have knocked you out right there. Remember, a bullish signal here with a failure at one end. That's a time that's a total trigger. That's a time to punch out. So let's say you bought it on this one here, the failure of that signal, you bought it here, you sold it here, you made $7 on a $23 trade. Still pretty freaking good, my man. Let's see here. The FFTY. Same deal. A bullish signal here, a bearish pink bar right here. You could have gotten out right there. And now you've got sort of a confirmation. Although, wow, look at the size of that bar. The reaction bar here, woof. And look, volume's rising. This is a proxy for growth companies. So it just shows that growth was going up. And now, whoops, maybe hit a few speed bumps. Who told you to sell? This told you to sell. Any sell signals in here? Well, off of here, this is China. So far, China's not doing much. Everybody was excited about this bar. I think China's a loser, but because they fake all their economic data. So it is what it is. But and in terms of chart interpretation, if there's more selling than buying, are you really want to buy that? I mean, come on, man. No. Who told you to sell? Okay, here gold. Gold told you to sell a couple times now. One here, hammer, and it dropped down 2 weeks. Then it sort of formed up and formed another hammer. Shooters, bearish, bearish here, bearish here. Now the good news, yeah, sure, you could take the trigger, but maybe you're a long-term trend follower and you want it to use the box, the bottom of the box as your sell signal, because maybe you believe in this and you want to follow the trend line. And I only use one trend line. It's a weekly, but maybe you want to follow that instead. That's your guide. I mean, you got multiple decisions. How do you want to handle it? Me, I would have probably punched out on this one. And I would have saved myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of headaches. Sideways, nothing burger. But but you got to figure out your strategy. And I do recommend that if you buy it on a weekly signal, then you use a weekly signal to get out. If you buy it on a daily signal, then you use a daily signal to get out, etc., etc. Okay, here's a problem. Who told you to sell? Well, this chart did. Junk bonds. Junk bonds are sensitive to changes in the economy, and that's not good. A box breakdown on volume, not too good. So that's an indicator of weakness. Got to watch out for that. Insurance, there's a box breakout failure, not good. See how these warning signals are piling up? Bitcoin, inside bar. Well, they had a great box breakout. Remember if you see a signal and it fails, right there. Or you could have bought it on this inside, bought it here, gave you multiple opportunities. Big green volume, but an inside bar here, 50-50. It triggered to the top and then went, whoops, just kidding. And now it's come down to the bottom, but now here's the saving grace. Did it hit the lower trigger? No, it did not. Stay long. Who told you to sell? Who told you to sell your Bitcoin? Don't do it. Nobody did. The chart did not. IGV. Yellow bar signal to start the run. A box breakout here. Went up. A signal, yeah, it triggered for a nanosecond and then kept going up. Up, and now it's back down. Got a lot of action in here. Housing. U.S. home construction. Blech. Barf. Box breakdown. And look at that on some big volume. Interest rates have, I believe, interest rates have been cut, yet mortgage rates went up. Who's going to buy a house at a 7% mortgage? I don't know. But it looks like the reality of housing is that they may be going into their own little bear market. And I'm short a home builder. So that's the thing. Buy strength, short weakness. Does this look strong? No. If you trade in a long short portfolio style like I do, then you have both longs and shorts. Well, this is a perfect setup for a short side trade. IWC, yeah, that failed the box breakout. Failed because it hit it. Yeah, it closed up a little, but this one's forming a new box. But I've mentioned this before, the volume interpretation. When you get big green followed immediately by big red, or the opposite, big red followed by big green, that means something. You got to pay attention to that. So this said, yes, hallelujah, we're bullish. And then the next week, yeah, not really. And ever since then, hasn't really done much. IWM, same deal. Volume interpretation. Hallelujah, we're going up. Yeah, no, we don't really want it. And look at this. Gave it all up. What a waste. Healthcare in a bear market. Doo, doo, doo. And look at this. What was the signal here? Who told you to sell it? Well, there's the sit up and pay attention notice. If you drew a line across the bottom, well, you would have gotten out at 65 and now it's at 68. Pay attention to the signals. What do we got here? The transports. White bar sell signal. Uh-oh, not good. And it failed the box. Do you see how the warning signals in the economy are piling up? Just because you're bullish on AI doesn't mean that the rest, trucking and everything else is good. But this went from bullish now to bearish real fast. The equal weighted NASDAQ, yeah, that's a box breakout failure. See right there, not the very best line drawing, but you get the hint. So you see a failure in there, less bullish. QQQ, pink bar warning signal. And here's what's interesting. The breakouts here were on low volume, low volume here. And look at this, boom. Some real money came off the table this week. If it felt like there was a lot of selling, yeah, you're correct. There was a lot of selling. The RSP equal weight. It's been just chugging along here, and now look, it turned. Now there's no real big signal in here, so you're still good, but your ultimate line in the sand would be something like that. So who told you to sell? Did anybody tell you to sell on this one? No, actually not really, but in conjunction with everything else, But if you're going to be a strict trend follower, no, then you're still long this. RTH, retail, actually shows that the consumer is still pretty strong. Box breakout here, but the volume was weak. Moved up, and yeah, a little pullback, but still looking all right. I don't know what is inside the RTH. Lulu and Amazon and Target and... All right, so these are all the big ones. Yeah, the consumer's still buying stuff, but we'll see what happens. There's a launch. Go time right there. Interesting chart. Short-term interest rates. Uh-oh. This went down, which means rates are going up. High interest rates are a headwind. Semiconductors. White bar sell signal. Didn't really pan out to much. And now look at this. And the next 4 weeks, it didn't really do much. Look at what we got here. White bar sell signal. 2 sell signals in a row. Who told you to sell? Well, this is actually saying twice now that semiconductors may have a problem. But again, the reaction to this signal is going to be important. So we'll see where it goes this next week or two. The S&P 500. Okay. Yeah, mimics this going up, and now a bad week. But to double check the volume, the SPY. Oh, look at that. So sometimes I can't trust the volumes on the regular index thing. So I'll go to the SPY volumes, and look at that. Look at this week right here. Did a lot of money come off the table this past week? Yeah, it sure did. There was a lot of selling in this week, especially compared to anything prior. In fact, that was the biggest selling since, right here in the, where was it? In April. So yes, they're selling. They're selling, Mortimer. What do we got here? Oh, sentiment. The McClellan oscillator. Look at that. It went all the way down here. Where's the COVID levels? COVID down here. Look, it went all the way down here to an extreme. So yeah, we were ripe to bounce back, which we did on Friday, and it closed here. But if things are only just getting bearish, well, this may see more weakness in the future. But there's your trading bounce right there. Stocks above the 200-day took a tumble. Oof. Went from, what was that, 54% down to almost 40. That's a big, bad day, down 10% in a week. And stocks above the 40-day moving average, woof. This is almost in bounce, buy territory. Wow. So the market's in a bear market, except for tech, which is holding up the market because everything is great in tech. That's how I interpret this. But that's a pretty bad 2-week sequence there. The tan, yeah, there's your big signal. Sure, it messed around here because bulls are crazy and don't know how to read charts. And now the trend is beginning to reassert itself in solar. Downtrend, that is. It's called throwing your money away. TLTs, Darvas box breakdown. You see this right here? Breakdown right there. Treasuries, interest rates are going up. When this price goes down, treasury interest rates go up. What does the monthly look like? The monthly, the monthly's going sideways but down, and there's another signal failure. A bullish signal with a bearish failure. Gosh, it's again here, 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 here. Yeah, the U.S. government is becoming a big credit risk. The VIX, oh, look at that. Boy, things got interesting this week, huh? Who told you to sell? Well, it was scary enough that, if you acted emotionally or impulsively, or you just focused on daily charts or quotes, totally you were selling. The problem is the McClellan put you down at we're ready to snap back and rebound. And that's how you get shake and baked. What is this? REITs. Oh, box breakdown on big selling. Another bearish thing. See how the picture of the economy is just not doing so hot. XLE, white bar, failed. 2 breakouts that both failed. And now white bar sell signal, look at it. It's going down the other way. Does nobody need oil and gas? XLF, interest rates, pulling back. Or financial, excuse me. And now utilities, the Utes. What is a Ute? Well, the Utes had a bearish box breakdown. You mean AI is not already using up all the electricity? Come on. But again, more bearish signals. And utilities started back here in March. They've had a nice run. But this broke the moving average and down here. So I'm expecting lower, but I don't know. We'll see. One bar at a time. All right, let's get into the textbook box breakout leaders. I spent a lot of time talking on the other crap. Okay, this list, notice it's getting smaller here, down here on the left side. Broadcom, big earnings, big box breakout, and an even bigger selling bar. Looks like, do you think they were taking money off the table here? Yeah, but other people are still so bullish that they were buying it. Now we'll see what happens. I don't know. You're pretty much fine if you're still long. I mean, obviously you're not fine if you bought at 250, but you're still kind of fine. But, I don't know. That's a lot of selling. We'll see. And it's okay to say you don't know. A lot of times I don't know, and we need more information. What is that? AXON, big selling. A lot of money was taken off the table. However, with this bar, it implies that there were buyers willing to take it. Maybe that's an index thing. I don't know. Maybe it was part of it. Either way, I mean, this is a really strong leader, strong trend. BLND, a pullback. This is still qualifies as a breakout, but kind of an ugly pullback. You could have sold here on the failure, but maybe you're looking for this a long term. I don't know. The Bros, big box breakout here. Yeah, it's doing fine. Who told you to sell? Did anybody tell you to sell here? No. Joey tried to break out here, pulled in, did an inside bar, and box breakout. Actually, no, this is a box breakout right here because it closed below and then went back. Not exactly the most thrilling, but it's bullish. Who told you to sell? Well, this one's right on the edge. You could have sold it, but maybe you're waiting to see what happens next week. Threatening a failure. Deckers. Buying. Is anybody buying their new Hokas? Look at that. Up, 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 up. Who told you to sell? Nobody here. Google. Google has AI. Quantum, whatever. Box breakout here, but a lot of resistance up in here. But it's bullish. It meets the thing. IonQ. Who told you to sell? Well, dummy me thought I sold right here because I was a dum-dum and I thought I was being prudent before the election to sell it. Well, look what happened. The Ripper occurred, and while this was a scary week the week before, all it did was rip more. Who told you to sell? Nobody. The chart, nothing on the chart says sell. Nothing. And if you did sell in here, well, you're just kicking yourself. There's no signals. Morgan, that's actually a bullish signal right here. Even though it's a pullback, it's a bullish signal. This one, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Kaivo, box breakout on big green volume. That's bullish. I don't know what they do. PLTR, who told you to sell? Did anybody tell you to sell? Sell here? No. Sell off here? Well, lot of range, but no. Sell here? No. There aren't any real sell signals. I tried a very quick short, which lasted about an hour, like the prior week, just because I'm messing around, and it spanked so hard that, yeah, you know what? We should have been buying. Does anything tell you to sell? No. Stay long. Roblox going up. Looks great. Rubric. I am long this one. Thank God I'm long something, right? Who told me? Is anything telling me to sell? No. Now, granted, I'm a little concerned at this lower level here and the fact that this was a big red volume bar, but stay with it. Don't do anything. There's no signals. Reddit. Who told you to sell your Reddit? Nothing. Here? No. Here? No. Here? No. Here? No. Although now we're set up for a maybe. Set your alert here for, what number is that? Looks like around 158. So if you bought in here, there's your sell level. And you don't have to take it, but there it is. RGTI. Who told you to sell? Nobody. Still bullish. Roku. Well, Roku fits the pattern. Let's put it that way. I don't think I'd be buying Roku, but it fits the pattern. That's why it's here. SE. I am long this one. Anybody tell me to sell here? Nope. I mean, I could sort of here, but nope. Stay with the trend. Shop. Yeah, you got a little bit of a sell signal here. If you got nervous, well, that's an okay level. Take your profit. But again, maybe you want to use another method. Anybody tell you to sell Snow? Nope. Although I don't think it's a very good company. What is this? SOUN? Buy it. Who told you to sell? You should stay long that one. This looks gorgeous, by the way. It's just amazing. Spotify, still doing great. Just sit and trend. Square. Yeah, potential one sell signal right there, but if you're thinking bigger and long term on Square, you're not going to take that signal. Um, I think waiting for pinks is a better or a shooter bar is they have better statistics than inside, but you gotta think of what's going on in the big picture also. But this looks fine. Upstart. Oh, look at that. Failed breakout from here. Thunk. If the economy is slowing, are people and interest rates are going, depends what's going on. Is this one going to hang around here? This is auto loans. Yeah, I don't know. But this does not deserve to be in here. I'm going to put it to watching because now it's just in the sideways box. Last one, Walmart. Oof, up, up, up. There is a potential sell signal right there. Some volume came off, but you just got to figure out how you're going to handle it. Maybe it's time if the economy is peaked. Maybe that's the signal right there to step off. I don't know. Let's look at the bullish signals. Much smaller list than before. Much smaller. But there still are some on here. Like this, AOI. Pink bar. Okay, it did trigger, but it didn't stick. You'd be forgiven if you sold it in here. I sold this here for, again, that pre-election goof-ups. So this would be a valid point, but it doesn't seem to want to hang around down below it. So maybe you then turn, okay, I sold it here. Well, let's buy it back if it hits right up here. And it didn't hit there. Huge range, so we'll see where it goes. Maybe it triggers that. But this is actually a new Darvas box, so sideways range, put into watching. So actually our bullish list just got a little shorter. Apple, box breakout and going up, up, up on light volume. Why? I have no idea. I have no plans to buy an iPhone anytime soon. But if you want to know what's pushing the market up, well, there you go right there. AEHR, look at that. Yellow bar buy signal. This is a funky chart. Makes semiconductor equipment. Bullish in here, and then all sorts of crazy pullback, and then another signal, and then a give up and a breakdown. And here you go. You get them saying green, green, green. Long term, maybe this is the point to buy some and own it for a while. But you'd better believe in it, do some research on it. But it is a valid signal. A-Lab. Great run. Is it time? Is it going to keep going or not? I don't know. Where do you set your stop now? Right here. Did anybody tell you to sell this at any time before? No, not really. A&ET, box breakout going higher. This one's just a lovely trender. Look at that trend. Not an easy one to hold, but it just keeps climbing. APP, who told you to sell? If you own this one and you sold it, well, you're probably feeling stupid. There was no signals here which told you to sell. Even this crazy one where it went up and then gapped back down. According to the chart, you should still be long. AI ones, ARQQ, who told you to sell? Again, you see I'm beating this theme in here. The signals don't confirm it. This is still bullish. Your number here, if it hits 22, bail. DJT, I'm long at this. I love Trump. He makes me laugh so much. I'm long. I bought in here, and so far so good. No reason to sell. GE, box breakdown. But what is this? That's a bullish hammer. And volume was bigger than the selling. Looks fine, but I wouldn't have blamed anybody if you took your profit on this bar right here. GEV, there's a bullish signal right here. What a run. That's a bullish signal. We'll see what happens. Netflix looks great. NVIDIA. Everybody's hating on NVIDIA, right? Well, what kind of bar is that? That's a bullish hammer bar. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. If something goes wrong, there's our key to get out. Actually, there's two of them. I'll set an alert there. And then your other key is the low of the box, which is right about 131. Let's do another alert. Or better yet, I'll just duplicate it. But anyways, so you see, that's how you can judge it. Is it good? Is it bad? This one here, the little internets, stay long. They're still going up. Same deal here. This one, look at this stupid thing. Ramped here, had a ramp here, and nothing ever sticks on this one. If I was the management, I would be doing secondaries like crazy, raise money. Okay, last list, bearish. Bearish signals. Woof. Look at all the bearish signals. When I went through the charts and I rearranged the lists, I was like, damn. So while markets look okay, the leaders here look fine. The leaders in here look fine. The problem is the things that are not fine keeps growing. And that's what we got to watch out for. Affirm. Pink bar signal. That's why it's on here on this list. What are we going to watch out for? This lower level. And remember, these could be false alarms, but who told you to sell? That bar by itself does not tell you to sell. If a firm keeps going down and hits the trigger, that's what tells you to sell. AMD, I'm short AMD. Look at that, keeps going down. AMD is DOA. It's probably coming down here in the 90s at least. See how I short them? Short the week. Amazon, pink bar warning signal right there. Hasn't told us to sell yet, but AOSL. Here's what I love about, I'm so proud of my system. Okay, box breakdown here. The volume and rebound here told you that people were interested in it. You could have rebought it like, 32. The volume expands. It has a breakout. I decide it's time to jump on and buy some. Well, risk management, I lost like $1. But more importantly, there was no signal telling me to get back in. I put an alert up here at like $50. It never hit that. So therefore, I had no money in it, and then it belly flopped back into the box. So now, put this one back on watch list and wait for something to happen. ARM, white bar sell signal. Pay attention. This one's been on this list for a while because all these shooter bars, everybody gets excited when it goes up here and all they do is sell it down. Keep an eye on that one. BLDR, housings, box breakdown, blue belly flop. Berkshire, breakout, and then the failure. The failure is what's bearish. And this has gone down 3 weeks in a row. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Big money coming out of it. Again, I don't know if it's an index rebalance or something, but in the end, it doesn't matter. The big red bar, oof, money's moving. Caterpillar, white bar sell signal, box breakdown, not good for the global economy. Kava, I am short this one, box breakdown. You know, is who told me to cover? Did anybody tell me to cover? No. Stay short. See how this stuff, you can invert it. It doesn't matter. If you have consistent rules, then you can trade anything, and you can sit and not worry about a contra day where everybody's falling all over themselves. Just stay chill. Kava was up on Friday. Do you think I'm worried about it? No, not in the slightest. So yeah, go to the charts if you can before you transact. It'll get rid of those knee-jerk trades, which ruins a great position. CEG, white bar sell signal. Coin. Everybody who bought above the yellow bar is now in big trouble. Anybody who bought in here, big trouble. So we'll see where this one goes. CORZ. Well, I pointed this out that you had the lower edge. It sort of flopped around here, and now you got the pink bar warning signal. Don't give up all your profit. Should probably lock it in. Costco, pink bar warning signal. Carvana, pink bar warning signal. Dash, pink bar warning signal. Dell, I'm short Dell off of this one. Dell actually rebounded a bit more. I was annoyed by it. See, up $3. But overall, there's nothing telling me to cover at the moment. And you know where my stop is now on this? It's right about here. And if it hits that, well, then I'll only made a couple bucks. Oh well. But the thing is I'm paying attention. I'm following the rules. The rules of the market, because I understand them. You don't need to subscribe to people who shall not be named, but who are extremely thin-skinned and who don't know what they do. But you see, I put something on. I see a signal. I put it on. And now just follow the rules. It's easy. You don't have to panic because the market's up on Friday. DHI, housing. We know housing sucks, right? Shorted it there, and so far so good. The red selling is picking up. This one, yeah, it had a failure right here. Off the bottom right there. GH, bought it here, sold it here, risk management. Good decision as the box failed. But I still like this one for the future because of the monthly chart. Yellow bar buy signal. But you see how the trend is still pointing down. Yeah, it probably needs another few months. This might be a 2025 name. Give it like 3 more months. Maybe it'll pop up again. Because this trend line's got to start curving upwards. And we're almost done here. Hood, big pink bar warning signal. But you could have gotten out, right around here. Yeah, you would feel a little shake and baked. But should you have immediately bought it back? No. Where's your signal to get back in? No offense, it's way up here. On this, I would say if you sold it here, then you got to just sit and let it redevelop. But that's the problem. Because if you owned it and then you feel stupid because it rebounded, now you've bought back, let's say here. Well, that's not a very good spot, to be honest. Let's say you've bought here. You probably still want to use this 36 as a as the same spot, but it's just not a very good entry. IoT, box breakout, and then fail, fail, fail. Look at this volume. Not good. Len, another home builder. Box breakdown here, and barf. 7% mortgages? Yeah, I think housing would struggle. LMT, Lockheed. Pink, down, failed. We'll see. This is a hammer, but we'll see if this one fails along the bottom edge. Meta, box breakout, and box breakout failure. That's kind of bearish. Monday, oof, look at that, box breakdown. MicroStrategy, I know you were wondering, pink bar warning signal. Who told you to sell? Nobody yet. That's just a warning signal. That's not a sell signal. But now you know your lower limit about 320. So if you bought it anywhere in here, you're guaranteed almost a double. And now we'll see what happens. Oof, Micron. Giant pink bar, giant red bar. Oof. Is tech getting healthier or worse? Or semiconductors? That looks worse. Net pink bar warning signal. Now, shooter bar, and it triggered. Look at that. If you were long this, yeah, you might have gotten kicked out here, but now definitely here. This is telling you, it's trying to tell you, it's time to get out. NUE, steel. I'm short right there. Look at this, going straight down. How healthy is the economy when nobody wants any steel? So no offense, you may be long in AI and tech, but I would argue that I am better positioned for a future turn down, meaning because I've got shorts on, than you are in your AI tech names. They're hot right now, but all the signals point to a broader slowdown. What are you going to do? I'm already positioned. You're going to have to figure out what to short, and you may be shorting it where at 95? Yeah. You might get shaken baked out when everything really turns, you know? That's why I run a long short portfolio. Oracle, pink bar warning signal, and it triggered. Not good. Who told you to sell? Well, this told you to sell. Right there. There's your out. Pan W. Ooh. Box breakdown with the pink bar. Nancy Pelosi's pet. Well, we shall see. Qualcomm, box breakdown. I tried shorting it. It just wouldn't go, but then it finally went this week. So I have no position in that. Ferrari. It was a great movie. Bullish bar. Ooh, not such a good reaction. And yeah, if you took the trade, maybe you should get out. I guess this means people will not buy as many Ferraris? I don't know. Rivian. Pink bar warning signal. RKLB. Pink bar signal. I sold it right here. And everybody gave me grief. Whoopsie. And what do we got? It's going sideways. This is more of a sideways box. Put it in the watching. Root. I bought it here. I sold it here on the failure. And I'm glad I did. Saved myself some money. The Stinger. Nobody needs oil. Oil transport, excuse me. This is a shipping company. Woof. What does that mean for the economy? Tempus AI. So apparently there's one AI that goes down, not up. Box breakdown. Avoid. TMDX keeps going lower. The juice man seems to have made a mistake on this one because he doesn't know how to read charts. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Tesla. Okay, I'm sorry, boys and girls. That is a bearish warning signal. Shooter bar. Now, who told you to sell? No, that's not telling you to sell, but it is telling you to pay attention. You could have gotten out up in here. Okay. But this you need to watch like a hawk. Uber, box breakdown, doing nothing. URI rentals, not a good sign for the economy. Box breakdown. VST, I'm short this one. It's doing okay. Nothing too special. There's my covers point right in there. There were two inside bars in a row, which implied a move in a certain direction. I was prepared. Lastly, Zim pink bar, and it's been down ever since. Still going down. So you see all the weakness right here. Last thing I want to show, and then we're done, is sentiment. Looks like sentiment peaked last week at 94 and a big drop to 82. But honestly, a real bottom probably needs sentiment to go in the 40s and 50s. So we'll see. The NAM exposure. And then last thing on earnings, the S&P 500, the last time it updated was December 12th. So pretty much they're not going to update it from now to the end of the year. We still look pretty good. The biggest problem is valuations are high. And but right now the forward PE looks okay. So, yeah. The only issue is valuation, really. But if this weakness continues, we're going to have to watch out for any revisions, and 2025 may be a lot more of a tougher year. We shall see. Otherwise, have a great Christmas, have a great holidays, and a great remaining 2 trading weeks of the year, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.